of love is within us and is us. Whole and complete is the I am that we are. We awaken to the truth of our being. We will this be done within and without. May we come to recognize that we receive all that we give. We know that we have forgiven ourselves when we forgive others of all grievances held within our minds. May we not be led into temptation by the voice of separation, but instead, may we transcend all illusions. For ours is the power, love, and peace of Christ consciousness found within each of us, who is but the perfect extension of the one mind and heart that is shared by all and is our birthright as the holy extension of love itself. Now our affirmation of faith. We believe in one God, the author and energy of all life, whose love sustains the universe and all things found within it. Our 5 Christ principles. 1. There is only one energy in the universe. That energy is love. At all times, active in everyone, everywhere. 2. We are the divine energy of love, and that energy is found throughout the universe and in all things, whether seen or unseen. 3. We create our experiences by what we choose to think, feel, and believe, thereby establishing our responsibility for our own choices. 4. Through opening our heart center, we connect with the energy of love and bring out the Christ within us. 5. We express our desire to be of service when we live and demonstrate Christ consciousness in all our affairs. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Church of Christ Consciousness. And we're here for those who are ready to live the truth of their being. I'd like to thank Kevin on the keyboards. Thank you, Shayla, for reading. And I will go ahead and say now, thank you, Reverend Penny, for doing the meditation at the end. The topic for the day is something that really touched me, and I'll share with you in a moment why. But I've titled it, Love for Self is Love for Life. Where I got the title from, actually, it's a pretty cool story. I was listening to YouTube, and you know how YouTube, the algorithm will throw up stuff for you to listen to because they think that you'll like it. Well, it was one that was a man. It was only 18 minutes long, and it was his near-death experience. He's in his 50s now, but it occurred when he was in his early 30s. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but I'll tell you the part that blew me away. He was in hospice, and he died. And he remembers, like a lot of people say, he remembers going to the light. And he wanted to know why humans are the way they are. Why are humans destructive, bad? When he was in the light, he said he felt nothing but love. He didn't feel any judgment. And the love kept growing. And he heard, humans aren't bad. You've made wrong choices. I was like, ooh, that's a good one. You've made some wrong choices. Then he heard choose again. Well, he knew he was dead. And he kind of got in a back and forth with the voice. voice kept trying to get him to say something. Kept trying to pull it out of him. And finally he realized in the talk that he was having, he finally said, I love my life. I love my life. And at that moment, he remembers going backwards and coming back into his body. So I was listening to it, and I'm like, wow. And as he was telling his story, he said, I love my life. I love my life. I would not give up my life. And to think I almost did. And I was sitting there listening to it going, wow, how many people do I know can come out and truthfully say they love their lives? They are in love with their life. And then I got to thinking, you can't be in love with your life unless you have love for self. Love for self has to come first. And how many of us really have love of self? We think we do. Some of us don't even think that we do. We beat ourselves up too much. We're the hardest on ourselves. The committee is always going, telling us we've done something wrong, we could have been better, do better. But why? What's the purpose of it? What is the purpose of that committee? The committee only serves one purpose: to keep us in conflict, inner conflict. It serves no purpose. When we can come to peace, but we cannot even come to peace until we actually have love for ourselves, then peace and happiness flow. So as I was sitting there, after hearing the man with his near-death experience, I looked back and I thought about my life. I thought, yes, I lost my eyesight, soon to be 12 years ago, and I thought, would I change it? Would I change any of it? No, because I love my life. I cannot stand and tell you enough how much I love my life, and what realizing the truth of my being has given me. And that's what I want to share with you. Discover the truth of your being, who you really are, what you are. Now, for some of those who are watching, they may not know this, but everyone here, this moment that is present today, you've heard you are the creator of everything you see and experience. You are the creator. The power to create the life that you've always wanted. You have that power. But what stands between you, the life that you currently have, and the life that you dream of? What stands between you? Why aren't you living that life? There has to be a reason. What's the reason? Boils down to one word: willingness. Most of us aren't willing to be authentic with ourselves, to say, I am the creator of all I see and experience. I choose the feelings I would have. I set the goals that I would achieve. It follows the spiritual law of responsibility. So when we truly own the spiritual law of responsibility, we now become more authentic. Because instead of blaming the world or other people or anything for where we find ourselves, we recognize we did it but unto ourselves. Well, we don't have to beat ourselves up. That then becomes the impetus to change, to create something different, to create anew and change our life. But it all hinges on willingness. Are you willing to live the life that you've dreamed? Whatever that is. It's not my job to tell you what your life should be like. It's your life. What is your heart's passion? Your heart's passion is God's voice to you as to what to do. And how many of us listen to our heart's passion? Most people don't. Some do. But your heart's passion is really where you want your life to be. But if you're over here saying, my life stings, it's miserable, I wish I had this and that and the other thing, well, then you're not living the truth of your being. And what do I mean by that? That you're not living the truth of your being. You are the creator of all you see and experience. And if you are the creator of all you see and experience, and you're not living the life that you want to live, whose fault is it? There's no fault. It's a choice that you've made. Maybe a choice that you made in error. Maybe you didn't know different, but learned. It's time. The world teaches us that we are what we are, that we're bad, that we make mistakes, that some of us can have, some of us can't. And I'm here to tell you, what a crock, what a lie. The biggest lie that we've been sold, and most of us bought it. I'm going to close with something that I said to a group last week. We're not here to learn anything. There's nothing to learn. We already have all the answers within us. Everything we need to know already lies within our hearts. So we're not here to learn anything, but what are we here for? Purpose does this world serve? It serves this purpose: to unlearn everything that you believe that is false about yourself, others, and the world. You have spent a lifetime learning and creating beliefs that have held you back from living the life that you want to live. Now unlearn those things that created the belief that kept you feeling unworthy, unloved, and like the world was against you. You are the creator. You have that power to change that belief. Do you want to change the belief? Are you willing to change the belief? Are you willing to claim the truth of your being so that you can go and do everything that you choose to do? Everything. It's up to you, guys. It's up to everyone. It is up to you. I could have sat on my couch when I lost my sight and moaned and complained, become bitter. But what would it have given me? A miserable life? No. I don't like misery. I'm too big a wuss in that case. I like to be happy. I like to be joyous. I like to be free. I love to be at peace. I love my life. And today, I want each and every one of you to love your life. The final thing I'm going to say is, the man who had done the video on his near-death experience. He said, give this a try. Try it for 21 days. If your life doesn't change, then forget it. Don't worry about it. But he said, the first thing every morning, wake up and say, I love my life. And then ask God, what can we co-create together today? What can we create that will be of service, and so that I may know who and what I am and be happy and at peace? And he said, say it as many times as you can remember throughout the day. I love my life. Even when things are going, especially when things are not going well, stop and say, I love my life. I created this. I can change it if I choose to. And then feel the power that you have and recognize the power that you are by simply living the truth of your being, that you are the creator of everything you see and experience. And watch how quickly life changes for you, because now you have become the author instead of the player. You with God become the author of your life, rather than just riding the wave and not knowing where you're going. So thank you, everyone. And now, Miss Reverend Penny.
Now, as we come to the meditation part of our service, let me just take a moment, let us just take a moment to adjust ourselves. Just close your eyes and calmly breathe in. And as you breathe out, realize your thoughts. Breathe in, breathe out. What thoughts run through my mind? Let's sit and think about the recent times that we have spent together or with our families or even alone where we felt at peace. Let that thought come up in you and feel that love again for the first time. I'll leave you here for just a few moments to enjoy that time. And as we come back together in this room, let's remember this is a time that we loved ourselves and we loved all around us equally. And let's carry that feeling into our day and into our week and bless those that we see along the way. I'd like to thank you all for being here today, and I'd like for you now to join me silently in our offertory prayer. Divine love through me blesses all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive. We give and receive in love. And please remember to check us out on the Church of Christ Consciousness website at churchofchristconsciousness.org. Have a wonderful week.